fail me now, Hans.
Ain't going home today.
Oh, John is the first one to actually start glazing. You glaze the top of the fruit. It's got to be clean sheen, so it looks like glass.
Good. 30 seconds!
This is cutting it really close. Cody's not gonna make it.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, hands up!
Amazing. Relief. I think that I'm gonna be okay.
I'm looking over at the other people's. And I'm going, I got this.
It's time to taste your French fruit tarts. David, the first thing that I notice is how high the fruit sits. It's as if the fruit just wants to sort of jump out. It looks great. Let's see how it cuts. Looks like some real craftsmanship there, David. Thin crust, and to get the pastry that even all the way. It's a little finesse. Let's see how it tastes. That nice crispness to the pastry. The pastry cream could have been just a tad softer. The fruit, if you're gonna cut thick, have them all thick. That's the consistency, and yours has that consistency. All in all, quite impressive. Thank you, Chef.
Andrew,
Yes,
how do you feel about this?
I'm actually kind of proud. This is something that is so foreign to me.
You know, this is a mighty fine-looking tart, considering you've done it in 45 minutes. I think it's a very good effort. I mean, it looks good. It looks very good. You have very nicely precise cut on your fruit.
I try to get everything as uniform as possible.
The crust is crispy, thin, it's even. But the pastry cream, unfortunately, it's a bit bland. I can't taste the vanilla at all. It lacks a little taste. Not so good.
Lynn, how are you?
Good, how are you, Chef?
Oh, look how exact that is. It's beautiful. Did not skimp on the pastry cream, did you?
No, sir, because it tastes yummy.
I don't find any faults in this tart.
Thank you, Chef.
You just keep getting better, Lynn.
Thank
The
you.
crust is, I mean, it's like a machine did it. The cream is light, thin crust, and again, 45 minutes.
I've never made one of these before, ever, so I'm actually surprising myself every day that I'm here.
Keep doing that, and you might land the biggest surprise.
Thank you, Chef.
Cody,
Yes, Michael?
so you came tearing up here in the final seconds and just made it.
I did.
Is that a time management thing?
I don't think so, Chef. I want to make sure that I had the best dish that I could present in the allotted time.
You don't like raspberries? This is a replication challenge, right? Pastry cream, light. I think there could have been just a tad more, so the fruits had up a touch in it. It was a replication challenge. No raspberries. Have to see. John,
Oh, Chef.
it looks like you duplicated the fruit really well.
Thank you.
Keep surprising me with those big hands. I don't know how you do these little dainty things so well. Pastry cream? I mean, there's almost nothing here.
Yeah. Definitely skipped on it.
The tart
is perfectly cooked. It's crisp. I only wish it was a little more cream and more balance. And there's just not a lot of the glaze on top of the berries. A few areas that could definitely be improved upon.
A great big wheel of tropical fruits.
Interesting.
I feel like this wheel is awfully colorful for an elimination challenge.
This wheel is full of delicious and versatile fruit, some of which will be new to you. But whether you know it or not, you'll have to find a way to make a spectacular dish.
And each one of you will have a chance to come up here and spin the wheel. What you land on is what you cook with.
The color of the slice you land on also tells you the kind of dish you have to make.
Oh my gosh. If you land on a yellow segment, you'll have to create a sweet dish. Okay. If you land on turquoise, you need to cook something savory.
Andre, I'm sure you're hoping you'll be safe from elimination.
I hope so.
Well, not today.
But you do have an advantage. You get your pick of any fruit on the wheel. So, Andre, which fruit would you like to cook with?
Almost half of the fruits on this wheel are grown in Jamaica, and I've eaten a ton of them, but I've never ever used them in a dish. This fruit grew in my backyard in Jamaica, and that's passion fruit.
Which do you choose, sweet or savory?
I'm gonna choose a savory dish.
Chrissy, come on up and spin.
In Thunder Bay, we have pretty limited access to tropical and exotic fruits. So I'm actually feeling really nervous.
Sugar apple, a sweet dish.
I've never cooked with sugar apple, and this is an elimination challenge.
Tamarind, a savory dish.
Oh, dear God. The tamarind I definitely don't want to cook with because I have no idea what it tastes like or how to use it.
Soursop, sweet.
Yay! I really have no idea why I'm excited about the soursop. I've never even cut into one.
Coconut, savory.
I feel good about this. Coconut's pretty versatile, but savory with coconut is definitely more of a challenge for me.
Okay, everyone, the wheel has decided your fate. You will have 60 minutes for this challenge, and you'll have access to a full pantry with all the ingredients you'll need for an irresistible sweet or savory dish.
And remember, at the end of this challenge, at least one of you will be going home. So don't let us down. Your 60 minutes starts now.
Kick the door.
Oh, hey-oh.
Where are my passion fruits? All there. I'm taking this whole damn thing.
Do you have corn tortillas in here somewhere?
Saigon. I'm just trying to grab literally everything that goes with coconut. What did I get again? Soursop. I'm literally gonna grab a million of these. I've never cooked with soursop. I've never seen a soursop in a grocery store. I've never cut into a soursop. So I'm literally grabbing everything I can that I think would go with soursop. What am I gonna do with this thing? What else, what else, what else, what else, what else, what else? I got a big bowl of lobster.
All right. Holy crap. All right.
It's difficult to work with tropical fruit like this because it's all about finding that right balance, and it's not overpowering or underusing those interesting, wonderful flavors.
Woohoo!
They're gonna have to taste their way through this challenge and really understand what the flavor profiles are of these tropical fruits in order to completely decode them and figure them out.
Okay, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on.
Some of these tropical fruit, they're not easy to use, such as soursop and sugar apple. They have tons and tons of seeds. The first thing you gotta do is remove those seeds to harvest the flesh.
Oh, God, this is gonna take me forever.
Chrissy, please bring up your dish.
I got the sugar apple. I have done a sugar apple tart. So there's a sugar apple puree on the bottom, and then on top, I've caramelized some sugar apple and creme anglaise on the side with a hint of cinnamon.
So I am impressed with the presentation.
Thank you, Chef.
I love these little pearls because it gives it a little bit of sophistication. But even beautiful tarts could be raw on the bottom.
I'm hoping it's cooked through.
Let's have a look. I can see that. It looks good. It could have done a teeny bit more time to get more caramelization. Wow. You definitely taste the sugar apple. It's creamy, it's smooth, delicate, and mildly sweet. You're very wise to keep the other elements to a minimum. Christy, you can bake.
Thank you so much, Chef.
Well done. Andre, come on up.
I'm nervous about the passion fruit. I just hope the balance of flavors are there. I made a scallop fritter glazed with passion fruit and chilies, and a fresh salad with passion fruit vinaigrette.
Well, I see color, I see refinement, and when I cut into it, I'm expecting to get something airy with a lot of flavor. I'm getting exactly all of that. Wow. It's crispy on the outside, fluffy, and tasty on the inside. The passion fruit has such a big punch of flavor. This is restaurant quality.
Thank you very much.
Wow, really delicious. I love that passion fruit that comes out. You really understand how all these flavors play with each other. It's very sophisticated. It's one of the best dishes we've seen this season.
Oh, wow. Oh my gosh. I feel really great. I put all my creativity into this one plate.
Chef, in the theme of Italian-inspired dinner, what better choice than a take on a caprese salad with burrata, Iberico ham, some smoked tomato, there's balsamic reduction, caramelized fennel, and rye toast. I like the subtlety of a starter dish, not being too crazy. We're not trying to wow you, we're trying to enter into the meal. So that was what I wanted to do.
Interesting.
Serving food to my fellow competitors is exposing because they get to see what my flavors taste like, and vice versa. So it's good and bad.
Taya, what are your first impressions of Andrew's dish?
I think it looks beautiful. I enjoyed all the textures. There's crunch, there's creaminess. I thought it was pretty well-rounded.
Thank you.
I also really enjoyed the textures, that smooth burrata, and then getting the crunch from the crostini and the Iberico ham. He did say he smoked the tomato, but I wasn't getting any smoke from the tomato at all. Tasting Andrew's dish, I just feel like I've had these flavors before. There's nothing truly unique or special about the salad.
That smoke, I would have just left it out because it's very difficult to smoke with tomatoes.
Yeah.
I didn't get enough of the basil notes, which I think is really classic in a caprese salad. But that might have been the only thing I would have maybe emphasized a little bit heavier.
I agree with the comment around basil and maybe like more acidity from a citrus just to brighten it up a little bit, but overall, great play and texture. Thank you. Because we have to judge each other's dishes and we're competing against each other, the food is gonna matter less than I want it to, and people are gonna start playing strategy games.
I agree that more basil would have been absolutely beautiful, but also a little finishing salt on that burrata just to give that zing to it. That's all it needed in my mind.
Yeah, I don't agree with what you said, though, Andrew, about wanting to be subtle. I think the first dish needs to come out swinging. It needs to have a big, bold impression. I would have added a basil pesto, something with a little more punch to it, a little bit of chili in it. Overall, though, I think the dish is really smart.
Thank you.
May, I believe you're responsible for the next course.
I am. I haven't had a chance to express myself with savory dumplings yet, and I really hope that they see that this dish is unique. I always like to put my own spin on things. I'm very sorry for the messy plates.
Thank you.
Looks amazing, really.
May, please describe your dish.
So I made a lobster and spot prawn capelletti. I also made a seafood stock out of the lobster shells and the shrimp shells. And then I made a chili oil with prawn heads. And then I just finished it off with a touch of miso and a touch of yuzu in there for some flavor complexities.
It smells really good.
Thanks, Taya.
Andrew, does it taste as good as it looks?
I think it's wonderful. It does look great. I like the broth. I like the play on Italian, but using some of these Asian components. I would say maybe just use either shrimp or lobster, not both.
I do agree with Andrew. I think either spot prawns or lobster, maybe just lobster in this case would have been better, especially with the spot prawns cooked texture can become a little bit mushy sometimes because of its delicate nature.
Beautiful presentation as always, May. I like all the flavors. The yuzu is really surprising. The broth is delicious. Texturally, I would have liked a little bit more like chunks of lobster in there. I like that bite.
I actually agree for the most part, most of the critiques about my dish.
It's a very strong dish, mate. You got some very strong components in there. Broth is beautiful. You should not have used the two to do filling. Spot prawn, I would never try to overcook it because it gets very mushy. Other than that, not enough caviar, but that's me, Rich Alvin.
I enjoyed the dish immensely. The flavors, the taste, the texture. I do share Alvin's comments. I'd like a little more caviar on it.
I think, May, you keep surprising us with your level of skill. The pasta is perfectly rolled. With regards to the spot prawns, I would have just laid those on top of the pasta and then draped a little bit of the hot chili oil on top of them and lightly cooked them, just kind of kissed them with the oil, and you would have a masterpiece.
Thank you, Chef.
Andy?
So this is the lime choux with the crunchy coconut sablé. Looks pretty from the outside, but there's something inside that is really, really important. I'm expecting to see the choux pastry full of that wonderful mousse. Man, hot damn. Look at that. My goodness. Wow. What happened to the lime flavor?
It's not in there, Chef.
The texture's there. I love that liquid center, but it doesn't have that kick of lime that I want. What happened?
Maybe I should have added a bit more.
Nice crust. You can hear that? Wow, look at that. It's filled.
It's definitely filled.
That is perfection. I just want to devour that. But it has to deliver also on that lime flavor. You delivered.
Thank goodness.
That lime is so punchy and so big and so bold. You know, Matthew, these dishes have to be beautiful, but they have to taste equally as good. And it did on this plate. You nailed it.
Thank you. Thank you, Chef.
I am so impressed with what these guys have put out in this cook. It is honestly neck and neck.
This is the most complicated of all three. Let me check. Well, you got the gold leaf, you got the sesame snaps, you got the meringue, you got the fresh blackberries, and of course, the tart. So when I cut into this, it's not gonna look like a broken egg, is it?
No, Chef.
It's a little bit runny.
A little bit runny.
But not bad. It's holding. I tell you, beautiful replication, perfect balance of tart and sweet. Crispy on the outside, soft in the middle.
Nice.
That's exactly what I was looking for. Well done.
Thank you.
How for you?
Hi, Chef.
Let me check. You got the finger lime, you got the meringue, you have the gold flakes, you have the fresh blackberries, and you have the sesame snaps, the matcha tart, of course. So when I cut this, should it hold?
It should hold.
Well, let me check. Unfortunately, that's not the case.
Yeah, it's running.
Well, let's taste. It tastes good. The tart and the sweet, the balance, perfect. Taste is king, and you got it right.
Thank you, Chef.
Hey there, Taya.
Chef Michael?
So 3 hours, 3 courses.
Yes.
A lot to get done.
Lot to get
Is
done.
there one element that is going to give you the biggest concern?
The panna cotta setting is my biggest concern. So as long as that goes well, I think I'll be okay.
And I see you are doing something to the corn here.
I'm just roasting the corn so they get a nice char. There'll be a layer on top of the panna cotta. It'll look like Mexican street-style corn, but then when you cut into it, it'll be a nice creamy corn panna cotta.
Interesting. Good luck with it.
Thank you, Chef.
Good job, Tay.
You got it, Taya. 15 minutes. You have 15 minutes left.
I have to nail the cook on the octopus. There is no room for error. Anything less, anything more, and this could sink me.
Here is a defining moment for Trevor. He's now checking to see how the octopus has been cooked.
I pull the octopus out of the pressure cooker. It is perfect. It's so tender.
Yeah.
How am I doing, guys?
Great. Fantastic.
I'm on track. And I know I have enough time to make every plate perfect. But the panna cotta is absolutely vital. If my panna cotta doesn't set, it's just like this blob. And I might as well just give the first round to Trevor. Oh my gosh.
Looking good.
Ooh.
Okay, wait, it's crumbling.
The look I'm going for is a whole piece of charred corn on top of the panna cotta.
This isn't good. It's falling apart. I gotta get this off.
She's really struggling with the corn there.
Come on, Taya. I just need to pick my other corn and pray for the best.
This one's good. This one's good.
5 minutes. You have 5 more minutes left.
Both cooks are bringing this down to the wire. I mean, Taya has already started plating. Her dish looks incredible. Trevor's got nothing on his plates right now.
My strategy is to produce very artistic dishes that have a story, and that takes a lot of time.
Trevor loves his fine details.
He just loves to make sure that everything is absolutely perfect.
Stay focused, buddy. Oh, Trevor, let's go. 1 minute. You have 1 more minute left. Come on, guys. You can get it done. You got this, girl. You got it.
You got this, Taya. Come on, you got this.
Trevor, yeah.
It's down to the wire on every plate. This is the most pressure I've ever felt in this kitchen.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands up.
That was intense.
Absolutely gorgeous, Trevor. Woo! All right. Trevor and Taya, please keep working. Your appetizers look fantastic, and we can't wait to try them.
The judges will now head into the dining room to privately taste both appetizers, while the home cooks continue with the entree round.
I feel like I nailed the appetizer round. It's exactly how I wanted it to look. It's exactly how I wanted it to taste.
Trevor should be incredibly scared because I know it tastes good. I've been studying plating, and it definitely shows in my appetizer.
First is Trevor's braised and grilled octopus with purple and gold fingerling potatoes and a deconstructed lemon tartar sauce.
So immediately, I could see this as a dish that Trevor thought very carefully about. This says elevated cuisine to me.
But let's see how it tastes.
Wow, that's incredible. The octopus is cooked to perfection. It's fresh, it's clean, it's tender.
He was able to get the octopus to have a great flavor from that broth that he cooked it in. I think he could have done with a little bit more charring on that grill just to give it a little bit more crispness and a touch of smokiness to it. The flavors of the aioli are incredibly bright and very, very tasteful.
And the potato chips, nice and crispy, thin, perfect size.
First is Trevor's braised and grilled octopus with purple and gold fingerling potatoes and a deconstructed lemon tartar sauce.
So immediately, I could see this as a dish that Trevor thought very carefully about. This says elevated cuisine to me.
But let's see how it tastes.
Wow, that's incredible. The octopus is cooked to perfection. It's fresh, it's clean, it's tender.
He was able to get the octopus to have a great flavor from that broth that he cooked it in. I think he could have done with a little bit more charring on that grill just to give it a little bit more crispness and a touch of smokiness to it. The flavors of the aioli are incredibly bright and very, very tasteful.
And the potato chips, nice and crispy, thin, perfect size.
Next up is Taya's appetizer. A Mexican street-style corn with a corn panna cotta, zucchini blossoms, a jalapeno lime puree, and a watermelon and mint amuse-bouche.
To me, it's clear that Taya has managed to elevate her plate presentation.
I think this dish is her defining moment. We have never seen a more elegant, beautifully presented dish from Taya until now. And we have an amuse-bouche as well. Wow. Great beginning.
The panna cotta is very good. A little on the sweet side, you get that big hit of corn and that charred corn on top. I thought it was just a very clever way to do it.
This dish, I cannot see anything wrong with it. This is very, very rare. Coming from a demon chef, you got all the different tastes. You got the sweet, that's balancing the acidity from the crema, a little bit of hit slice at the end. The combination, it's amazing.
She has really captured Latin American cuisine here. Well, gentlemen, let's get back into the kitchen and see what Taya and Trevor are up to for their main course.